me moving on. Don't let it go. I'm keeping your heart on hold. After it all, I know. Don't need a reason to start again.
Hello, Ragnarok Smite League. Got another matchup for us in the Midgard division. Going to be Gunshow Shoguns versus the Undercity Underdogs. I'm Chair 1 Airborne, joined by Thy Wolfie Pup on production, and Veroxis is my chair 2. Veroxis, if you want to say hi to the people.
Hello, how's it going?
So
Here
looking into
for
this matchup, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I know I'm just here for a fun set. I think it'll be a good one. Excited to see T Pity keep his crown as the best ADC in the division.
I was just going to bring him up. Just going to recover on bans real quick.
Darkness
Undercity
falls
Underdogs
upon
going to quickly
you!
ban a Sunwoo, Ravana, no Willix. Gunshow banning out the Ama, Jingwei, Maman, going to first pick this Kamazots. But yeah, mentioning T Pity, I was thinking the exact same thing. Last time Undercity played also on a cast, both sets or they've rescheduled, so we didn't have to worry about flexing them into the spot. So free cast again for Undercity Underdogs. Last time we played, Pity did solo Pockles.
He did indeed.
He did do it.
Death
So
comes
look,
by
as
I
of
night.
right
mean,
now, he's 1-0 in the ADC gappage.
that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing, man. Like it's,
So we just got to
I'm
see if he
thinking the
keeps his
same
perfect
things.
record.
And he gets X ball.
Okay.
Gunshow giving T Pity the #1 ADC in all of Midgard X ball. Crazy.
I am the terror of the
There's
depths!
And the
also a
correct.
Charybdis.
Okay. Well, I thought that one's interesting. I'm shocked that they banned Awilix last over the Kamazots. Um, Royalty, I know, plays Awilix, but I don't think it's that much of a prio ban. I think most of the time it's going to end up being after the mid bans.
Yeah, I agree with you. The Willix top 3, like it's one thing, like you said, Royalty
Roma
obviously plays the god. If you've been around Smite
Invicta!
Comp, you've seen Royalty pilot the god most of the time. He's winning on it, right? But top 3 in it when there is just a god like Kama, like Royalty can play a Willix, but isn't that just because he's perma banned off of Kamazots in this meta?
Yeah,
But
Kamazot's just very free jungle. Gets to do what he wants most of the time.
especially with Royalty's playstyle too, one of those all-in guys. Now you give him an alt to be further in and also get himself out after he gets his mission accomplished. Gunshow picking up a Kuzembo and Bologna now to complete their front line, not taking their backliners. I'm still stuck on Undercity taking Charybdis and X-Ball. Oh, just got news from production. They got Charon pick 2 instead of Charybdis. Is that what you're saying? Okay, no. So
Around
the
pick 3,
Charybdis is
okay.
correct. We still just have a Charybdis X ball, and now they took Charon pick
I'm assuming
3
it's X ball
for
mid.
Undercity.
That's what makes the most sense to me right now.
You think X ball mid? I'll be honest. I don't think either of them makes sense in mid. I
Well,
think this is this is not great. Like try to do the caster thing and be like, hey man, I can't hate on anybody and what they're doing, but
The law
be
returns to
bold.
this land.
But gonna recover on some
T-
war bands here. Undercity getting Hachi and
Ishel.
Disco. Gunshow getting Hugh Wong, or Huge Wang, as the community refers to him as, and the Humbots. And they're going to lock in the tier for Undercity, lock in the A Shell with their last pick still on hold. Looks like it's going
Let's
to be
liven
a
things up,
Baron
shall we?
Samidi or Samdi.
Interesting pick. Maybe it's just to help deal with the tier and keep him off the backliners. Oh wait, no. Sorry, the Baron is a backliner.
Who's their ADC? What is this
Fantastic
set?
question. That's a fantastic question.
What is this set? What did I load into and agree to cast right now? Like we're just wasting Wolfie's time here, dude. What is
I'm gonna
going
take a guess
on?
and say the Kamazots is gonna stay in jungle.
Yeah. I think Kuzembo could flex to solo or support, right? Baron could be
Yeah.
support, solo or mid. E-Shell can be, I mean, I've seen
If
E-Shell
anything,
everywhere.
it's below an ADC.
I think so too. That's what I'm kind of narrowing this down as. I mean, I've done it, like in ranked when it's the end of the season or like this season since the last ranked season in general.
Uh,
Um, but kind of bold, Undercity hovering their last pick here. Debating on the Thor for now, not fully committed to it yet, but they're hovering it. So we've got just to recap in a game where an X Ball and Charybdis are picked, right?
mhm.
There is a Bologna ADC.
Maybe Gunshow didn't have any hunters they liked anymore.
To shatter mountains!
The Thor will
Yeah,
get
I
locked
mean,
in. I like the pressure that it puts on the E-Shell Baron.
I like that too. Yep.
They're kind of just gonna have to self peel for each other, but we'll see. We'll see how
Especially
they deal with it.
hoping Undercity's going to have to get some anti-heal online fast, or this
Oh,
this Thor is
absolutely.
going to be dunking into the gray screen almost on cooldown. Uh, all right. Well, I guess with everything picked and everything banned here, I think it's fairly obvious Gunshow showing absolutely zero respect for Undercity underdogs, just like in general. Like we're just pretending these guys don't play the game, I guess. But also, what is if you had to put money on what you said X-ball mid, right? That's your game
That's
plan.
what I think so.
Uh, X-ball mid just has to feel awful, right?
Oh,
I
probably.
like it'd be one thing if we flexed it, right? And then you could say like, oh yeah, I didn't like any hunters up, but no, we back to backed because Gunshow was first pick. We 2 and 3'd X-ball Charybdis, like with every
It-
mage in the game up because none of them were
It's
banned besides
it's
Mamon.
definitely a low pressure mid, especially into Eshell, who will just into some mid laners. She has a bit of trouble farming pretty efficiently, but into an X ball, she's just gonna have free reign over the lane and do whatever she wants.
I just
But
This
yeah,
is
I don't know.
rough.
We'll
This
see.
is
We'll
so rough.
see what's going on here.
No, I'm with you. I think regardless of what hunter is in mid, and regardless of pretty much who on Gunshow is in mid, I don't think there's ever a way where X-Ball and Charybdis, whoever is mid, walk into lane and they're like, "Yeah, man, I win this matchup." Like I would almost put Kuzembo. Like I would put money on the Kuzembo over Charybdis or an X-Ball mid. I mean, I guess it is what it is. I mean, late game, right? Like assuming we can get there. At the end of the day, it's a dual ADC against a team that has no ADC, right?
Mhm.
Because I have to assume Bologna's going hybrid or they're going 0 and 27 in lane, right? With a Thor, like surely. But yeah,
Yeah, Bologna is a pretty high pressure pick for ADC, but I don't know how that's gonna work into Charybdis. I guess we'll have to see T Pity work his magic.
yeah, the same way that assuming, like you said, this X Ball is in mid, X Ball probably just doesn't have a favorable matchup. But I'm not. I don't. I don't know if Bologna has a matchup that they really like you said, after this 7, 8, maybe even 10-minute mark if we're feeling generous. What are you gonna do with the Charybdis has lifesteal and Xe? 1v1?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how they adapt.
But all right, just got word from production here. We're gonna go ahead and transition on. And it looks like
Oh,
it is the X Ball mid. So all right,
into a
Veroxis is already in
Camazotz mid.
first place. Um, yeah, I guess unless they're doing these buffs backwards.
Well,
No,
the
yeah,
Eshell's
Ramps.
got the jungle starter.
They sent us the lineup, and like you said, Eshell has the jungle starter. Okay. Um. So this is awful. I hate everything about this. I don't think there's a single part of this I like.
I don't. I'm a little confused here. I don't get why they would do this.
Gunshow
I
has
mean,
a really good.
I'm all for assassin mids. I love them. You know, player wave, just leave the lane, go rotate somewhere else, gang something. But
Gunshow
Eshell
has a
jungle
really good
might be a
jungle.
little less of a certain thing.
Yeah. Gunshow has really good god picks outside of, like I said, I don't like the Bologna ADC, but I've seen it work, right? So like it's each their own. But I mean, we have a Kama and an E-Shell, and we're just flipping the roles and making them immediately worse. I feel like anyway. I said that I don't like the lane of X-Ball into anybody, but I really don't hate the lane of X-Ball into Kama if he can dodge a couple abilities.
It's definitely much
That's
easier than into Eshell for him.
That might be the one lane matchup he could have won. That is wild. But the mid 2v2 just looking confused, I guess is the best way to put this. Now Eshell gonna throw a couple of abilities at Jokester. Ramp gonna do the same. Both of them miss, I think, everything. And Jokester going to take absolutely no damage. Royalty and Ramp forced under their own tower. And now Undercity just going to go to those solo side Harpies and I guess play. But
Yeah.
Kuzembo already getting poked out severely under tower by this tier. Gunshow deciding not to go to lefts, and instead Eshell walk to rights to contest it. Now coming around behind them. Going to miss the ability as well, but Thor misses hammer. Gets the spin, though. Does a little bit of damage to Eshell, now half.
I mean, not
And
the
now
way
what
this
Undercity
mid
gets?
2v2 I expected to go. I thought the Camazotz Eshell combo would have a lot more pressure.
I agree. I think it was just they were missing everything. Like, it was just a legitimate mechanical misplay. But now Ishel going to blink in on X-Ball. Thor going to hit an insane wall on ramp, stun him out. Now Thor kind of caught out of position. No mana, unfortunate. If he had mana, he might have gotten the kill.
Probably would have.
But, I mean, Undercity getting both side RP camps. And, I mean, Thor backs, Ishel doesn't. So you've got a little bit of a lead, I guess, in jungle as far as rotation-wise. But now a little skirmish for the shield camp. No one would have expected that the Bologna would be poked out with no health pots left at 2.5 minutes, right?
None left. Yeah. Not even a Baron's brew.
It doesn't have any Barons for actually. Decided not to get a good observation. Now Undercity deciding they're gonna split between.
They're gonna split up on the neutrals.
Everyone knows Charon has insane jungle clear, right?
Was he warding, or were those wards already there?
They were already there. he
Okay.
just straight up went to the Naga by himself and was like, "Yeah, I got it."
Just a bit of a miscommunication. Gunshow having to drag back their camps because they're having a little bit of a rough time clearing.
This is so bad. You know, like Roxas, I know you said this is your first cast, but obviously you've streamed before, right? So normally, like the etiquette, I guess, if you've ever watched live sports, it's like, hey man, you're not allowed to call players and teams bad. It's just unique, right? You're not allowed to hate on the ideas. You just have to let it see how it goes. This is awful. This is so bad. I hate everything about this. Ishel going
just,
all in on Jokester there.
She's 1v2ing.
Now Thor in the air. Lights are back on. Thor going back down on the E-Shell. Charon wave coming through. He's gone. And now Ramp caught out all alone. Still has ult though, so not really in danger. Unless he decides not to pop it. Okay, he does get his ult off. And he's just going to go under tower. Probably the only correct play that was available to him, to be fair. No way he was getting the kill, even though Thor had no mana. So the E-Shell jungle, off to a slow start.
Yeah, Thor getting the first blood is very nice for him, considering he's a god who wants Jotuns as early as possible.
Yep.
Just for the fact of his ult being on a, 110-second cooldown?
110 or 100. Yeah, it's right there. So long one, especially in comparison to the E-Shell, who gets the benefit of being a mage, so her ult cooldown seems to be way less. 120.
Yeah.
So I went the wrong way, I guess.
No.
Yeah, well, that's why I don't jungle. This is, okay. So we've got a little bit of a gathering here on the bull. Gunshow going to pull this in front of Undercity. Thor gets a 3-man stun and hammer combo. But they're not full in to contest it until just now, walking up. And thanks to Hi-Rez being the lovely game
Gunshow
it is.
got that one.
I mean, we'll see here in a second. Oh, yeah, Gunshow did get it. Shout out production with that graph, because normally that's not there, and I just have to wait and see who clears the wards. So Gunshow did get it. Thor getting picked for it. Walked up in the 2v4. Not the best call, but, I mean, probably feeling himself a little bit after lading into the E-Shell jungle and getting the kill there. Orion
Intimidation tier ult. I respect it.
Yeah, just zoning.
Doesn't need to hit, just makes him scared.
Unfortunately, doesn't have a ward there. Not because of Bull, but now E-Shell behind him. Going to throw the ult as well. Tyr doing the zig, the zag, and the zig again. Thor landing in on this E-Shell. Oh my god, he's gone.
Oh.
Free bowling getting killed immediately afterward. Orion Bags getting a double when it looked like he for sure was going to die there.
Yeah, I think the Kuzenbo definitely should have left as soon as he saw his E-Shell getting dunked on.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to push in front of a tier by the tower line.
Well, free bowling, Gunshow making a few trades so far this season, few starting 5 lineup switches as well. Free bowling initially brought on as a support / flex player because Juan, even though he is the org owner, was not going to play, couldn't make default. But now Juan in the starting lineup. Free bowling, this I believe is their first set as the solo.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I think I was saying this is Free Bowling's first set and solo I think I've ever seen, unless you've seen one.
He played on my team on Warriors of Albion in solo.
Oh, really? Okay, then I'm wrong.
In OSL Season 4, I believe. He brought out the Kuzenbo, and it did very well there.
Well, hopefully, just knocking off the dust a little bit, going to get back into it. Because I know in FCSL they weren't, and they weren't to start this season, but they are now. Charon and Charybdis alting in on this Bologna, going to get their beads. Matt Duck forced under tower. Not really where you want to see, like you said, Bologna this pressure pick this early on in the game, forced under tower. Now Thor dunking in under the tower and getting the kill. Eddie gets out using the hammer.
Yeah, very tough depth.
That's a problem
there, with her having expended some gold on 2 chalices.
Production giving us the close-up view of Ishel peeking around the corner at Thor as Undercity pulls this Gold Fury. But Ishel is there, blinking in, going to steal it.
Steal.
I don't understand that. We knew he was
And
there.
he gets the kill.
He gets the kill as well with the ult. They finish up the Ishel going down, but now Charybdis is in danger. Ramp in the air with Camazalt's ult. Jokester going to go down on this X-Ball mid. Now Charybdis 1v1ing the...
Oh.
I'm sorry, I got lost there for a second, but uses the escape perfectly to knock up Ramp, cleans it up with his one.
Tragic miss on the Vampire Bats there. I think he gets the kill and lives if he hit it.
I think so too. But Matt Duck chasing all the way to the tier 2 here, but Pity not fooled, going to just run all the way back to his tier 2 tower. So started out as a double ult. We got Bologna's beads. Thor slam dunks Bologna under tower. Dies at the purple. Undercity knows Ishel's there, still pulls it, still keeps pulling it. No zoning, no ward coverage. Ishel sits and stares at them, blinks in, steals it, kills the Charon, and then the Ishel dies. Kama kills X-Ball, and then Charybdis kills Ishel. And then it all gets wrapped up with Bologna having respawned, ran through the gold pit to chase Charybdis, but Charybdis gets away. It's a long fight, man. It's a
pretty long fight, considering it's a dual lane side fight when they could have just been fighting over Demon King.
Exactly. Well, especially with Orion Pax off to the 2-0 double kill lead as well. I don't understand why we pulled that.
The X-Ball... Oh wait, he wasn't in that fight, my bad. I was going to say that if he was not in that fight, he could have just pulled Demon. But Undercity pulling it right now doesn't look like very much of Gunshow know what's happening, aside from the E-Shell. Not going to get there in time.
Now going to throw some abilities at Thor, but needs to be careful. Never mind going to glow gold with the ult, send it all at Thor. Oh! Barely misses his one. Lenkanu getting his second chance at life there as Jokester Ryan runs away from the Kama. His red firmly on the menu and going to be stolen by Rampior in the E-Shell here. So Bologna now halfway up lane. Baron is in the jungle floating it, but doesn't really look like anything's going to happen here. The Baron walked across wards, so Undercity should know he's there. Should. But Bologna
horrific used
Pity.
by the Baron.
Pity's losing about half his health bar in the exchange. Now Charon caught in a little bit of dire straits, but Kana just going to ride the boat out of there until Baron ults him, that is. Not sure how much kill pressure there is this early on, especially with the Bologna only having Frostbound, but Pity going to walk back up. The Hammer going to miss him, and now both backing under towers. There's another 2v2 going on in solo, but both sides going to just separate. Gunshow taking the totem and Undercity resetting. There's a lot going on. 10 kills in 10 minutes, but it feels like it's been non-stop fighting almost the entire time.
Yeah. I'm really curious to see if this tier is gonna, take advantage of his lead and start rotating, considering there's mid laner who can't very much secure objectives, and try to just put pressure on their backlines. I'd like to see them take in early Gold Fury here as soon as it spawns.
Yeah, definitely something to think about, maybe transitioning that beacon into a Gold Fury pull with the lead that he has. But Royalty is showing face in just about every lane possible at this point. Now Kama walking up with a cooldown buff, but Thor going to secure it right before he can get there. But now chasing him through the jungle, Tyr being out of position here with a Kuzembo in between him and his own tower. As I say, that E-Shell and Kama going to rotate in on him. Orion Pax has no ult, but does have double dash because he is just a Tyr using the first one there. Kuzembo trading the dash with him, but Thor getting a double dunk and wall going to instantly kill Free Bowling. And now turning his attention over to the E-Shell, who's now ult down There's Tier's
All
second
alone.
dash. Going to kill him as
And the
Ramp
spam
ults
laugh.
away. Man. So,
All right. So
Thor-
Orion Pax is one lane because he got to spam left someone.
yeah.
Yeah. Just about it.
Well, Orion Pax did this the other day as well on, I think it was the tier again, right? I casted that set as well. I want to say it was the tier. And he beat Wisp in lane. Game one.
He did.
Then he went attack speed chalk game two. That
I
did
remember
not
the
go
attack
as
speed
well.
shock.
Yeah, that did not go as well. But the game one tier was good. And now we're sitting here once again, game one tier, and he's been ganked 4 times. And if you'll count that, he's got 4 kill participation. None of them are deaths. So going good so far.
He's looking pretty strong on the tier. Maybe you should just play both games.
Yeah, maybe we just lock that one back in top 3, right?
Unless, of course, game 2 we see an attack speed could call in.
Don't speak that into existence. That hurts. All right. You know, I haven't said too much about this E-Shell jungle. Well, okay, that's a lie. I deserve that. Never mind. I've said a lot about this E-Shell jungle. But Gymkhana going to get
Absolute
ulted 2
hellish
times
CC chain on the
and
Charon.
just get annihilated. No
He's
ult
just
to
stuck,
CC
couldn't do
mute
anything.
himself. Yeah, just no choice in the matter whatsoever. But Undercity at a 4,250 gold lead. Rampy are going to leap in on Jokester Ryan. And, I mean, he's got the advantage for now, right?
Yeah.
They traded it a little bit. Vampiric Bat's giving him a little bit of sustain, a little bit of a health advantage for him. But now he's blinking, going to get to Jokester Ryan's Aegis, and he's immediately through the skies. X-Ball not going to save Jokester there.
Perfect position for Gunshow to take.
Now
both
Lenka
Furies
knew
right
all
now.
the way in, but looks like he needs to ult himself out for safety, but he's not looking out. And there he is, turning around and just going back to his own chest camp, looking down and around, seeing that his only backup was Gymkhana.
Yeah, having killed the mid laner and forced out the Thor's ult, I think they should just beeline it to Gold Fury or go and kill this Charybdis who's way pushed up.
Yeah, instead, I mean, now we got Royalty all the way back at their mass camp again. This is about the 4th time that Gunshow's been back here. Has not worked for them once, but going to just keep
one of
doing
them.
it. Now Orion Pax ulting in on this E-Shell here, going to get Kuzembo pushed, but still not deterred, hunting this E-Shell down all the way through this Bold Demon pit. E-Shell forgetting he's back there, going to throw his ult at Len Canoe, who's now caught out, Kama on his tail, but here comes Tyr on the knockup. And Rampior goes down. Beads not enough to save him. Kuzembo ulting, trying to get a little bit of space for the rest of his team to get out. And it looks like Undercity is still chasing a little bit, but not too much in their sails. Whole lot of ults used for both sides there. But Orion Pax not deterred. Speaking of not chasing with distinction, Thor going to ult in and insta-kill Orion, or excuse me, going to insta-kill Royalty with the help of Orion Pax. Nothing going to save him there. Ult down and all of his relics as well. No safety for the E-Shell jungle. But now Undercity going to turn straight back to this Pyromancer. The X-Ball mid, not great in lane, but like we said, it is just dual ADC. So
It's just the best objective
feels
pressure
nice.
you could want.
Yeah, feels nice.
I am glad to see that Undercity is not letting this supposedly superior team push them around. They're punishing their mistakes. They're grouping up on the invades, and they're getting a lot out of it.
Yeah, for a team that just picked a Bologna ADC into an X-Ball and Charybdis, Bologna's down a level. Baron's down a level. Charon and X-Ball are even. E-Shell and Thor, surprisingly, are even. This E-Shell 5 deaths already, 2, 5, and 2. But a 3-level lead in solo. So Undercity level advantages in both side lanes. And not only level advantages, gold advantages, item advantages. I mean, if E-Shell doesn't steal that gold, I mean, they're still on a 5k lead with that Gold Fury stolen. What does it
This
look like
tier is an
without it?
absolute raid boss right now. You should definitely start rotating and forcing fights.
Yeah, I agree. Matt Duck, though, going all in on Pity. Pity's got a little bit of items online, but looks like not enough to actually win the 1v1. Baron coming around on the cleanup, going to get it. So it is going
Seems
to be
we're not
Bologna
respecting the
ult
ones.
down. Yeah. I don't know if Pity won those once regardless,
Maybe
unfortunately.
not, but we'll never know.
We will never know, that's true. But now Lenkanu getting caught out of position by Rampior, trying to get up, but cannot get into the skies fast enough. Thor's wind up proving a little bit too long. And now two Undercity Underdogs caught out of position. Well, hard to call Thor out of position on his side of the jungle. But now Kuzembo pulling in, or TPing in for this Primal Fury pull. Gunshow is 5. Only one showing here is Gymkhana, and he's in full retreat. Tyr going to instead trade a Bastion and a Tower. And X-Ball sitting under his own tower, knows that Gold Fury is gone, doesn't even show up to contest it, which leads to another beacon for Gunshow here. And that's also just going to be uncontested as Undercity runs back up the lane.
I just realized it's a quad physical comp out of Underdogs. I was a little confused when I saw the Void Shield on the Charon.
Oh, yeah. Something I also just noticed.
Yeah, it should definitely be a Sov somewhere on the side of the Gunshow Shoguns. They'll get a ton of value out of it.
Yeah, I mean, Kuzembo already going into double physical and then a Void to Maru for his own team. Trying to help that E-Shell jungle out a little bit by shredding some protects. And then, I mean, I bet you Bologna, I mean, you've got Frostbound, right? But surely you just feel better with some physical items in there as well. Maybe a Berserkers, which naturally goes into their solo build, though Bologna hasn't had much playtime in solo lately anyway.
Yeah, there definitely should be Berserker Shoguns combo there somewhere. After you get kin size, I think it'll get a ton of value because Bologna with no prots is just getting exploded no matter what.
Now Gymkhana going to get just slowed on cooldown, trying to get his way out, going to use his ult, get Rampior's beads, tries to dash, going to get Bologna up down, and he is going to go down. Gymkhana getting picked again, 0-3-5/line for him, 19 minutes into this game. And now they're rotating towards mid. That tower maybe 200 health. X-Ball halfway up lane. Probably not the spot you want to be. And Royalty and Rampior, Lenkanu and Jokester Ryan repeating the 1 minute in mid 2v2 almost identically, with Rampior missing all of his abilities and just getting hit by autos on cooldown.
Well, they say practice makes perfect, but I don't know. His practice doesn't seem to be paying off right now.
Well, that depends what he's practicing, right? If he's practicing on standing still and getting slammed by bolas, then we're off to a great start. The training is showing.
Make a great point there.
Going to pull Pyro in front of 3 of the Gunshow. Orion Pax on the tier, trying to zone for them, but still a little bit of a bold choice. Gunshow going to steal yet another objective. And Thor was there, not anymore, on the gray screen. Mentioned he had a 3-2 start. Now 3 and 4. E-Shell getting that lead along with Camazotz. And now also T-Pity falling behind the level after that one gank from the Baron, though he was probably getting soloed there regardless. Undercity, we were talking about how they're keeping up, not being bullied, but now some of those plays of a team that, you know, doesn't necessarily have the communication or the game plan as some of these other drafted teams, you know, it's starting to show a little bit as we get into this mid-game and people are rotating around.
Yeah, like we said earlier, the tier being super ahead, he should definitely be rotating. He shouldn't be pushing waves into a T2 tower at level 19, 20 minutes in when he has 2 to 3 levels above his laner. He should definitely be getting in there and forcing fights.
I agree. Because, I mean, it's nice to say, hey, I've got a 2-level lead on this Kuzembo. The problem is that 2-level lead doesn't help your team when the Kuzembo is still worth more than them.
Yeah, the level lead is pointless when you're not doing anything with it.
Yep, I agree. Okay, so Jokester going to get the rock and then just give that one to Juan rather than just taking it himself. Fair play. Now we've got a 4-man rotate onto Pity. Oh, that poor man just watching it through the map right now. Pity going to make it under his tower, but I don't think Gunshow is going to let him be safe underneath that tower. Camera blinking in. E-Shell going ahead and rotating the abilities. Pity's ult, beads, and Aegis down, but he does hit ramp and get his beads out of it as well, turning this onto the E-Shell, who is getting absolutely annihilated by these autos. Now Rampior trying to walk back in with Juan coming up behind him, but Charybdis is going to go under the ground, so a 4-man rotation for Gunshow leads to an Undercity kill, and now Undercity's pulling the fire because
just
once
sneaking the
again,
fire giant.
dual
Under their
ADC.
noses.
We don't need to worry about this. Our X-Ball has Xe. We can just pull fire. We don't need the Charybdis to be here, and Charybdis apparently doesn't need his team
And
to be
Free
there.
didn't see it. He walked straight past the blue buff.
Thor in the air looking to potentially zone, but not going to have to. Going to dunk on the Kuzembo instead. Not much kill pressure there. It is just a full protection Kuzembo, but now Orion Pax throwing him into the wall. Lenkanu throwing a little bit of abilities. Charon Wave coming through, going to hit the Kuzembo. Kuzembo is in the ult, knocked up by the tier, immediately pushing the tier under the tower, but X-Ball once again still there, still an ADC carry player. And is going to put pressure immediately on this tier 2. Undercity surviving a 4-man gank, getting a kill out of it, getting the fire giant out of it, and now apparently going to get a tier 2 tower out of it. But Ramp coming in, leaping in onto Jokester Ryan on the X-Ball, immediately going up to the skies. Now Baron ulting the X-Ball as well, going to get his beads. Looks like Gymkhana is going to be the sacrifice. Tier 2's tower standing strong. I mean, that's still just an amazing 2-minute span for Undercity. We get the eggshell kill on the Charybdis, who was 1v4ing. We get all of their relics, get Rampure's beads, we get fire, and the only guy we lose for it is Gymkhana. I mean, love Gymkhana, but I'm making that trade.
That's an absolutely worthwhile trade. I thought that fight was going to go the complete opposite direction. I saw a bunch of the underdogs in right lane.
They dropped?
While I thought there was a Gold Fury pull coming out of the Gunshow, but turns out it was a Fire Giant pull from Undercity, while Gunshow was just, sleeping at the wheel.
Gunshow getting an Oni for their troubles here, getting Thor's ult as well. Thor ulting in the air. I was a little confused. I didn't see him go into the skies, but Gunshow making the correct play of just dropping it. Now Juan getting pinned up against the wall by this tier, who's finally decided to make his way out of lane, and it's paying dividends. Juan immediately going down, but now Jokester down here at half health. Rampure sitting on the other side of the wall staring at him. Coming up from behind him, and there's no wards, no comms. Jokester going to get his Aegis, but a little too late. Ate the poke, and Rampure going to finish him off with the ult. But now Rampure is surrounded in a 1v3, trying to trade out Jokester Ryan, and he's going to be able to. Lenkanu going down as well. And now Undercity Underdogs are getting into 3v3 that they do not want any part of. T-Pity going down to War Eagle by Mad Dogs, not War Eagle, excuse me. Bologna ult. Jesus Christ.
What is it? What is the name of the Bologna ult? Eagles Rally.
Eagles Rally, yeah. It was Eagle something. I got that much, all right?
Eagle.
I got that much. I got Eagle, all right? But, I mean, there goes fire. Goodbye.
There goes fire, and you have anyways pushing up your mid tower.
Yeah, not great. I mean, we're just talking about an amazing 2-minute segment for Undercity, and now they follow that with a god-awful 2-minute segment for Undercity again. So immediately negating everything that they just did 5-6 minutes ago. Going to be at this point, 2,000 gold. It's an easy game. On top of that, Gunshow gets the Oni, like you said, pushed up the waves. Didn't end up getting any towers with it, but they end up getting 4 kills. Now they get the Pyromancer.
Yeah, the big downfall of having a Hunter in mid lane is not having a mage ult for team fights. And it seemed to really hurt them. Their team fight is not the strongest. Tier ult, great for getting a pick. Thor ult with the X-Ball ult can be great. But Charybdis ult and Charon ult are just not very effective at, doing big amounts of damage and helping out your team.
Yeah, their team fight already behind, missing that mage ult, like you said. But on top of that, I don't think we've seen a 5v5 yet. I think Jokester Ryan's been picked to start some of these fights. Gymkhana also, Thor a couple times as well. I don't think there's been a true 5v5 once. The closest we've gotten to it is, I think, the 3v3 that just happened right there after Undercity had already been fighting to kill and, lost 2 to Ramp before they got him.
Yep. Fire Giant coming back up soon. I imagine this time it'll be a little more contested.
Yeah, Gunshow has 3 sentries in the pit. I hope they contest it.
Look, they just want to make sure that it's very, very well covered.
Yeah, can confirm no wards in that pit for Undercity. Tier getting caught out with a little bit of CC, going to have to ult for safety. And now Gunshow eating up all of that free space that they just created. Rampure going to blink in on the tier. He hits his abilities, maybe did 300 damage, but he hit him. Thor hitting a wall and hammer on Ramp, immediately killing him. Now Baron and Bowling in the crossfire, but Gunshow is shredding this Thor. Thor going up in the skies trying to save his life. T-Pity Aegis-ing away from his E-Shell ult. But now Orion Pax is back in the fight, going to finish off the E-Shell with T-Pity. And the only one left for Gunshow now is free bowling on this Kuzembo.
Wow, I'm shocked that they turned that completely around.
I think Ramp just had a bad target there. We blinked in on this tier. I'm not sure if anyone else is seeing tier's build. It's redstone and prots. A whole lot of prots.
Pretty tough
Ramp
to
your
kill,
blinked
especially
in
with
did
only 10%
500 damage.
and having his beats forced out earlier on when he was trying to kill that same tier.
Yeah, not the best target selection. Undercity going to just immediately pull this fire giant. Free bowling's there. They know it. I mean,
Bowling has a bomb.
If we get fire stolen by the Kuzembo here, it just wasn't meant to be. But I mean, bowling is doing their best. Not gonna lie, that was a whole lot closer than it should have been. Neither
Should have just dropped
ADC
and killed him instantly.
yeah, neither ADC just hitting the Kuzembo. Gymkhana almost dying to the fire itself. I mean, that's
I
as
like
much
that the
as
Underdogs just immediately back this time after their fire
Yeah.
giant.
agree.
Regroup, get your items, and try and get your push set up.
Yeah, I agree. Just deciding to go full health bar here. You already have the one down from Gunshow. I mean, there's not much that they can do to punish you at this point, right? Like they could take Primal, sure, but I mean,
I
you'll
don't
take
think the 1% damage to structures is gonna help.
Yeah, I don't think it matters too much at this point. Going to just take Beacon. Now we get to see what lane they decide to push down. Duo being the one farthest from Fire Giant as always, and the only tier 2 remaining. But Undercity instead going to choose to pull this Primal. Gunshow not walking up to contest it whatsoever, just going to allow that to happen.
Yeah. Even with the fire giant, if their siege goes badly, they still have the safety net of having 2 T1s up still. So it'll be a tough comeback for Gunshow, even if they get a large objective and a big team fight win.
And you mentioned the solve for Gunshow, obviously going to get huge value with 4 physicals. Baron may be getting it last item here, but otherwise none on this Gunshow side as they get ready to defend from this Undercity siege. I mean, they've got fire. It's not EFG. They're waiting for waves to come back down. No one deciding to grab it, so we could potentially be sitting here for the next minute and a half. But they're there, you know.
Yeah.
Potentially going to see our second 5v5 of this 30-minute game.
I think they should know that the Camazot's beads are still down, and maybe look to target him with an X-Ball ult with the Thor X-Ball ult combo.
Yeah, gonna have to
I
wait
think
and
that's.
see what happens.
But they have a tier who's completely
There's
full
the
build.
Charon ult. Rampior deciding to blink over it rather than get stunned by it. Immediately go up into the skies. Thor dunking down, but his backline is in shambles. X-Ball going down rather fast. T-Pity going down immediately afterward. And then Gymkhana with the follow-up death. Thor able to get himself out of there after dunking into the Phoenix itself. But, I mean, I guess that can happen when the entire Gunshow team is just on your backline.
I guess maybe I cursed them by mentioning that it wouldn't go so great.
I mean, they did, 300 damage to that Phoenix.
That'll help them later. In case it heals. Or unless it heals.
Now we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see if they can get there before it's finished healing. You know, they're just getting advantage on the next siege.
Yeah, they're gonna pick up the Spider Bomb, which will definitely help them considering they already have 2.
Yep. I mean, why have 2 when you can have 3?
Yeah.
You'll never
You don't
hear a
even need to
millionaire
auto-avert
say,
if you
"I
triple
don't want
it."
another million." You know what I mean?
I think I see a Midgardian nail coming for that Bellona, which I like considering the auto attack nature of that team.
Yep, I agree. Also got the Berserkers as mentioned earlier. I'm hoping this Baron is a sovereignty. It pays massive value. The moment it's built.
It's just it just helps your entire team against their entire team. There's no point in not getting it.
Yeah, Gunshow just going to clean up a few of the tier 1 towers, going to get that bomb as stated. And then I guess kind of lick their wounds back, get some items here. It is going to be a Sov for this Baron. Still waiting on the final item from Bowling. Bowling did back. I just don't think they got an item. So we're just going to rock 5 items. Yeah, no, they did back. They've got 1,200 gold in pocket now after that entire fight of Pyro and all those towers. Okay. I mean, fair dues, I guess.
Seems like not much is going to be going on until this Fire Giant spawns, but Gunshow, they're in a decent spot position-wise, but they're missing a player, free bowling off in left lane, pushing with his 2 bombs.
Yeah, I mean, anyone with a bomb is just an immediate threat to any structure possible. Instead of going for the Phoenix with the double bomb, instead going to bomb it once, get the tower, and then back and show up, I'd imagine, at this Fire Giant. But Mad Duck all alone, Thor walling off his own tier there. So Mad Duck gets out for free as the rest of Gunshow rotates in. And
seems he just wanted to drop a bomb so he could have a slot for wards.
I mean, fair play. Fair play, right?
Undercity pulling the Fire Giant. The Gunshow very split. They're not on 5. They shouldn't really take an all-in fight, but we'll see if they can secure.
Okay, Lenkanu going up into the air. Now this Fire Giant is just up for grabs. Gunshow going to get it, I guess. T-Pity goes down. X-Ball going to follow him as Free Bowling watches him kill himself on this 2. Or gray screen himself, excuse me. And now the rest of Undercity Underdog is just caught out and dead. Okay.
They should have dropped that Fire Giant way earlier, and it cost them the game. They're Gunshow definitely just gonna walk it down here and end the game.
Yeah. So we pulled it as 5 in front of them. Then they walked in. We let them, and then they ran at our back line for about the 5th time in a row. We let them, and then they killed our back line, and we let them. So now Gunshow going to pick up this game 1 here. Juan deciding to ult the air as he walks into their fountain. But I mean, I guess Undercity staying into that game, but at multiple points having a 5K lead, and then it's just done. I don't know how else to put that.
Yeah.
Okay,
it seems like they definitely should have pushed their lead a little harder.
Yeah, I don't think there was ever a point where, I mean, we kept saying Undercity's got this lead, Undercity's got this lead. I don't think they were ever, I guess, correctly playing it, I guess is the way to put it. I mean, Tier had a lead all game. Pity had a lead for a while, but I mean, we've got a 10-4 Camazotz mid, and that kind of sums up the game as bluntly as possible.
Pretty much.
Rampior was blinking in and throwing abilities at Tier of all people, and he's still going 10-4. That's a problem.
Yeah, unfortunately, just maybe it's a lack of shot calling on the Undercity side, but I think that they definitely need to clean up their FG pulls. They kind of just got it down to 1 HP and let Gunshow walk in while they were not even grouped as 5.
Yeah, not really. Like you said, maybe it's a shot calling, maybe it's a communication thing just in general, but something clearly going on there. But I guess that does it for game 1 for us. So we're going to take a little break as we wait for both teams to get together, set up lobby, and do everything else they need for game 2 to start.
The way that you make me feel like I've never been felt before. When look in your eyes, I found the one I've been waiting for. I'm feeling electric. Our love is electric. The way that you make me feel like I've never been felt before. I'm feeling electric. Look in your eyes, I found the one electric. The way that you make me feel like I've never been felt before. I'm feeling electric. In your eyes, I found the one I've been waiting for.
It's like
I still think of you. I still think of you. Looking back, I see young, dumb, and naive. But those feels we had, they were ours, some didn't come free. I've been calling these skies a rock shaped by the rain. And when you look at the stars, do you ever say my name? I still think of you, stuck on me like an old tattoo. I still think of you, those days are gone. I wonder if you still think of me too. I still think of you. I still think of you. Roller coaster feeling, seasons change, let it go. I forget the reason, baby, did we ever know? I've been calling these skies a rock shaped by the rain. And when you look at the stars, do you ever say my name? I still think of you, stuck on me like an old tattoo. I still think of you, those days are gone. I wonder if you still think of me too. I still think of you. I still think of you. I still think of you, stuck on me like an old tattoo. I still think of you, those days are gone. I wonder if you still think of me too. I wish we stayed the same. I got way too many thoughts in my brain. I got memories that run through my veins. I'm not one to blame, but I could point out every way that you changed. Some things stay up while others go right down the drain. And lately we've been going down in flames. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too. my therapist is saying that I should. I don't believe it, but I really wish I could. Instead, I guess I'll stay misunderstood. Oh, 'cause I'm stuck now, just trying to figure a way out. I've tried but can't seem to slow down, and I don't know if I want to. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm cause I'm stuck now, just trying to figure a way out. I've tried but can't seem to slow down, and I don't know if I want to. Cause I'm stuck now, just trying to figure a way out. I've tried but can't seem to slow down, and I don't know if I want to. I see the end of the road. I'm still following to find out where it goes. I think you want me to hold the knife and push it through, but you won't let it show. Before I fall, I need to know, are you still holding on? Have you lost hope? 'Cause it's not fair to keep me close with broken promises. I need you to let me
All right, everybody, welcome back. Game 2 of our Gunshow versus Undercity Midgard set. Game 1 full of a whole bunch of fun picks.
Oh.
I clicked the wrong VC because I'm dumb, so I'm back. Game 1 full of a whole bunch of fun picks. Not many of them that did well, but they were picked. So
They definitely were
hopefully game
picked.
2 a little more clear, maybe a little easier to play and team fight with, because that felt awful. But Undercity maintaining their first two bans once again, going to be the Sunwoo and the Ravana. Gunshow banning the Jing Wei, but also getting rid of the Kamazots themselves now, deciding that even though Rampior went 10-4, he should probably never touch the god again. And I am all for that, because if I watch him pick a target and it is the full defense tier, I might cry. And now the Maman also getting banned. Undercity going to ban away the Willix to wrap up our banning phase. So Roxas game 1,
We make
Gunshow
war so
plays
that
not
we
great,
may live
still
in
wins.
peace.
Now they
Right.
get Ama first pick, so already looking better.
Yeah,
Meta
I'm a little
wise, I guess.
curious for the Jingwei ban. I don't really understand that one.
I
Um,
don't necessarily either, to
this
be
is not
honest.
Spite 2.
But
She's not OP. But I expect it'll be another Charybdis lock-in from T-Pity. I don't think I've seen him play something other than Charybdis
I
so
am
far.
the terror of the
Oh, no.
depths!
Death comes by
Oh,
night.
no.
I don't want to cast anymore. I'm done.
No, not again.
Someone call Magic. He can cast game 2.
Okay, so it
This
seems
is
we
awful.
don't learn from our mistakes.
We don't learn from our mistakes. We also don't
Face the
learn.
wrath of a sorceress
That's kind of the
scorned.
Midgard part of us, I guess. But no, this
What
is
was it that
bad.
Einstein said? The definition of insanity is picking X-Ball Charybdis top 2 twice?
I think it might have been.
Pretty sure that's what he said.
Able to see in the future tens of years in order to stop Undercity from making this mistake twice. But they did anyway. So good for him.
Warriors,
Shout
to
out.
battle!
Who'd you say, Albert Einstein?
Yeah.
Shout out our boy Einstein. Tried to save us from
Roma
this.
Invicta!
Instead, oh my God, it just gets worse. Instead, we've got a Ama Morgan Le Fay on her type 3 or top 3 going into here. I'm gonna read this one at a time so it sounds better. All right. Charybdis. Okay, now it goes downhill. X Ball and Bologna.
Yeah. I'd say this is the largest Midgardian male game, ever. For the Gunshow Shoguns.
I might unironically build it first item.
It's probably worth it.
I might. Jesus.
Kuzen Boban coming out of Gunshow, and Ganesh from Undercity. And an Arachne ban. I mean, I know royalty likes Arachne, but
we just hate winning. We hate winning.
I think we
back
do
in the
hate winning.
day, with all the boomer speeches, it was, "Oh, you like to win, but you don't hate to lose." Well, I found them. They hate to win.
Maybe we're feeling the effects of high-res doomers.
Yeah, that's got it.
Listen to my words.
Humbots, okay.
Hey, a good pick.
I like that. It's into 3 of the longest CC immune ults of all time, but like, man,
it's something.
Humbots is good.
It's some pressure.
Oh.
You're not going anywhere. A mighty sword!
Now Kwang Jing Chen.
All right,
it's looking a little more rough for the underdog.
Royalty going to get the you know what? I'm not even going to assume Royalty gets it. Gunshow going to get Ao Kwang, and I will go all in and say that Juan is going to get Jing Chan. He has been
definitely a
Jing
one
Chan merchant
god
lately. Yeah, he's been a Jing Chan merchant lately, so surely that's his, right?
If he's not on Bacchus, he's on Jing.
This is so bad. Oh, I said this last time too. But this is so bad. I don't even want to be here the next 30 minutes while this plays out. I just want to look at the screenshot at the end.
I don't think there's a god in the game that can, fix this draft with the last pick.
No, there's not. I mean, maybe King Arthur during the Bluestone Glad Shield meta, maybe he could save this. But I don't.
They need a support.
Someone call up Polar Bear. Get him over here. If anyone can do it, he can.
Being hovered?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Who are you plucking back?
Can be a great
right
pick.
Now?
Unfortunately, if you have no mage to follow up.
I mean,
Wisdom shall be my
Athena
shield.
suffers from the same issue of you just have a double hunter backline who can't burst whoever she taunts.
We're playing for fun. We're playing for fun.
Definitely playing for fun. Playing to win remains to be seen.
Man, this is a draft of all time. So just a little bit of, because me personally, I'm going to look at this Bologna. Ryan Pax had a really good game on the tier, 5-0. Probably could have rotated a lot sooner and helped this team out a little bit. But, good game, one lane, right? Just to go over some of the solos that probably would have felt better here. Chalk, Kukulin, Guan Yu, tier once again, unironically, after we've had 2 good games on him so far this season. Probably would have just locked Cheer into literally anybody. I'm not going to pull up the Warriors tab. I'm just going to stick with those 3 off the top of my head and leave it at that.
Look, last time we saw tier into an auto attack Chalk. This time, maybe we see tier into ability-based Bologna.
Don't say that. Don't you dare say that to me. Don't you say that to me.
Look, you never know. It could be secretly OP, but no one builds it. or it's just bad.
It's another four fizz comp for Undercity. Another double ADC comp for Undercity.
With a mage or with a magical in support.
Yeah.
So I'd say Sov gets probably even more value this game.
Yeah. I just. What is our win angle? Who is our win con?
I think our win angle was locking Fafnir instead of Athena and just pulling objectives off cooldown.
just committing to it at
and
this
buying
point.
Bracer first and pulling 5-minute Gold Furies.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong, right? Bologna does have block stacks, which into three auto attackers. Not bad. Chalk just feels better, but whatever, not bad. I mean, Athena, block stacks again. That's fun. Yeah, that's what I got.
It's just it's a rough position for the underdogs.
And I'm guessing they probably didn't even turn on low spectate, which is why we're still stuck here, man. I hate Midgard. These guys stink. I'm down here so I can say that. Acer
Me
and
too.
Jotun players aren't
They
allowed
do
to
stink,
talk.
but we all stink. No one here is good.
Speaking of low spectate, we are loading into this game. It's X-Ball mid again. It's X-Ball mid again.
I mean, there's no one on their team that would have been better in mid anyways.
I don't know, man. I'd almost rather just see. Let's just throw the X-Ball in like solo lane and just hope that he can farm. Like I don't know, man.
I think the X-Ball might hard lose into Amaterasu.
He's better off into MLF. He's hard losing to anybody right now.
I don't think there's very many characters who win
Wang
into MLF.
Jing-Chan may win lane here.
It does look like he's going Sov first, so he realizes his mistakes. He was definitely listening, or someone told him.
That or Midgard. Midgard first item in the Charybdis. Why not?
No point.
What's
in
the point in stacking themes? They've got
There's
no
no
mages.
point. They don't have magical damage.
Yeah, they've got no mages. They're going to just like double build Kinzai's. I mean, what's the point? And royalties invading chess camps on Len Canoe and just beating the brakes off of him.
Yeah, Ao Kwong. I think Ao Kwong level 2 with Wing Shard is the highest kill potential in the game. He can just kill anything.
Now Jokes are Ryan going to be rotating over, but Len Canoe should be running for his life. Should be running for his life. Okay, he's getting out now. But now Rampior's here with MLF. Going to throw his abilities to Jokes Orion, create a little bit of space so his jungler can get out there after that massive aggro play. And now Gunshow is just firmly ahead in this mid 2v2. Len Canoe trying to tick back up with those pots, but it's a lot of damage.
They missed a couple creeps, which will definitely hurt them. X-Ball's still not level 3. He just hits it now, halfway through wave 2, which means they'll be pretty far behind. Especially if they don't get these mid camps.
Boss doesn't even get 3 off the wave in general either. Duo lane trading a little bit, and now Jokes Orion just walking at them. Royalty missing everything, so it's fine. But now he's not missing anymore. Jokes Orion in a whole lot of trouble. All right. Apparently, Humbots.
It seems like they both took fights there and didn't go good for either of them. Nice blink out of Len Canoe. Gets away, but unfortunate wasted resource for a fight he didn't have to take.
Yeah, Royalty going to have to pick up his ankles later, so Len Canoe does get to live, but like still just
There should be a free invade on the Tiki for the Gunshow Shoguns.
Yeah,
which I'm sure their Amaterasu and on her will love the double attack speed Tiki.
Purple. Yep. I was gonna say I almost wouldn't even hate for Ao Kwong to have rotated there and contested the Naga. Bologna obviously going to enjoy the 1v1 a little bit earlier just because of the disarm in general, to be honest. That's almost borderline it. But,
Yeah, but Amaterasu is going to catch up as soon as she
yeah,
gets
the
her
moment items
Frostbound.
get online.
They're both going to have
Yep.
Frostbound, but Amaterasu with the in-kit attack speed gets the edge here.
Orion hitting 5 first and just sprinting at Amaterasu in the jungle. Aokwang is there this time, but also not 5. Orion going to up down both of them. The hammer strike going to be enough to get bowling after the dash, but now Orion Pax going
Gets the
ahead and
first
trading
blood.
his own life. But it is first blood for not
And the blue
revenge
buff.
gold, so and blue buff. All right.
That's about as worth as it gets.
All right.
He now has his Frostbound hammer on his way back to lane.
Yeah, man, that's all right. Undercity showing a little bit of life once again in this solo lane. Now T Pity getting the Charybdis assault would have hit on her, but on her using the leap to get some of those iframes. Fortunately, Jing Chan going to ult and throw both the Charybdis and the Athena underneath the tower, but both get out. Now the 2v2 went from a whole bunch of people at full health to a whole lot of people at under half health, and everyone's ults are down. Besides Athena. That's because her ult is borderline useless here. So the 3 important ults are down as far as this dual lane 2v2 goes.
Yeah, I think she should probably just be looking to use that Athena ult on her backliners trying to brawl. But considering they're both, it's double auto attacker. But I don't think it's going to help too much against an MLF who just gets infinite pressure because she's into a hunter who has trouble clearing wave.
Yeah.
Well, not trouble clearing wave, but relative to a Morgan Le Fay's clear.
Yeah, who's insta clearing. I almost as awkward and awful as this. Oh no, Gymkhana going to get picked off by Royalty here. Charybdis not having enough damage to peel for him with that one. I don't think they got Naga either. Pretty sure that was stolen by Royalty on the blink in, or excuse me, not blink in, dash in.
That Harpy went flying.
Yeah. So we lose Naga, we lose Kana, but upside of being Athena, you can just ult back to wave. But he's choosing not to. Instead, he's going to walk his way back. And now the Hunter's getting to a little bit of a 1v1. T-Pity well below a third health, possibly even a quarter health, as the Onher gets a little bit of early Bastion damage. But he's hitting those for about 46 right now, so that means absolutely nothing. Juan kind of face checking through the jungle, which you could afford to do as a level 5 Jing Chan starting Sov into this comp.
Yeah, he just got a cheap item with a ton of prots into a team that's only that kind of damage. He can sort of just walk around for free.
Now it looks like... Okay, I thought Athena was walking down to this blue. I was about to say, really? Okay.
I think we should be seeing a Bull Demon fight here. Yeah, especially with
Undercity.
The high burn from the Yao Guang.
Well,
but it looks like we're looking on for a gank on the below now. No beat, so she will probably get eaten. Gets the ult.
Now Orion throwing back from the Jing Chan, but going to ult his own way out. Len Canoe throwing the Humbat's ult, but missing everything afterwards. So bowling gets out while Orion gets executed in the back. Royalty blinking after Len Canoe. Going to clean up that one as well. Oh, man. Everything that could have went wrong there went wrong.
Yeah, and now you're having to deal with a very fed Ao Guang.
Which just feels even worse than that fight.
Yeah, unfortunately, no one on your team can fight him.
Oh, no.
So he's kind of just, He's got admin perms on the map right now. He gets to do what he wants.
Yeah. Athena's walking up right now trying to post a GIF, and unfortunately the message is deleted. Not even able to throw an ability at that Bull Demon as they pull it in
close. She left it
of
on like 40 HP.
Oh, man. Oh, that fight was so bad. I'm not sure if you saw it, because I know production was kind of juggling both sides, which shout out production, because I think I was able to see pretty much everything for that whole fight, considering it took place in 2 separate parts of the same lane. Bologna ults out immediately into the Ao Guang and the Jing Chan, which just feels so bad. It like nothing they can do about it, you know what I mean? But that felt awful.
Yeah,
And then
Bologna ulted
Humbots
on top of the
blinks
Aokwang,
in.
then just got instantly eaten.
Yep. Humbots blinks in, throws ult, barely catches Amma with the tip of it. So Amma goes unfeared almost immediately, misses every ability afterward, and Amma gets out. And that felt so. But
okay, 1T plus pressing his ult button before he realizes Curb just went gold, I guess.
that's Juan. We love him. Oregoner type of guy, you know. He likes drinking.
He likes when his
to
character
squeeze
turns gold. I've
lemonades.
seen that on some X-Ball players where they just dash around just because, you know, just because it looks nice.
Just a color reskin. That's what it is, you know.
You know, they're just silly kind of guys, you know.
Yeah. Hershey, just looking at the chat, if you are posting a link, the Nightbot will just hard delete it, so you'll have to send it in like B for banter chat. But back to the game. Yeah, like you said, Juan just ulting Charybdis as she is already gold, but just trying to see the skin recolor, you know, give high res some ideas, you know, you just fired all your esports staff, you may as well keep the skin guys around, you know.
Yeah, and as of this morning, there's officially 0 people working on this fight.
I love that. But,
So,
well, to be fair, most of the time, it feels like there's no one working on their, you know what, never mind.
Yeah, but
We at RSL
true,
love
but
high res.
now it's a fact.
We love high res. Great games, you know, great people. Papa John's. Anyway,
You know?
Bull Demon being pulled by Undercity in front of Gunshow, just going to just drop it back to them as they stare. But Humbot's on the wraparound, going to obliterate Ramp. And now Royalty also below half, but going back in. Jing Chan ulting 3 of them into the wall, but Royalty is very low health, going to ult the X-Ball, but he's not executable. Now he's dashing away for his life, and X-Ball ends up being the one out of position after the Jing Chan and Amma rotation, going to clean up Gymkhana on this Athena and create the space. Unfortunately, allowed X-Ball to back right behind them, though. So you get Kana, you lose Ramp, and they got Bull, too, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or did
Undercity got
I
it.
can't remember. Undercity got it, okay. So not bad for Undercity. You know, you trade
You know, it
support
could have
for
gone
mid.
worse. Could have gone a lot worse.
You get Bull, you know. I mean, awesome.
I'm seeing a lot of this
I
putting
like
up the
it.
pillar and then missing everything out of Mad Dog. I think he's respecting Curb just a little too much.
Well, I mean, you know, Pity did
Honor-
solo Pockles.
Well, Honor, in my opinion, being one of the hunters, one of the few hunters who has a positive matchup into Charybdis.
Yeah.
But he's just letting
But-
himself be outpressured.
Pity soloed Pockles.
Pity did solo Pockles, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
It puts the fear of God into a man like Mad Duck.
That's what I'm saying.
And Mad Duck, love the guy, but he's just a man. Pockles is on a different plane of existence.
And the guy who
I
kills the
mean,
guy on a
Pity.
different plane of
Sorry.
existence. You know what I mean? Like, what do we call that guy? All memeing aside, though, Gunshow taking that advice to heart as they do about the 7th 3-man rotation over into poor Pity once again. But he is playing Charybdis, so he gets to go onto the ground. He gets to click forward. He gets to be CC
Okay,
viewed.
we gotta
Juan
have a
once
talk.
again ulting like 5 seconds after Pity does. Aokwang going to sit under tower while Juan at least successfully tanks it for him. He gets to get out alive with the Charybdis kill. But now X-Ball jokes Orion dashing in on Rampior here, going to use his ult. Rampior throwing all the abilities he can, but he's just barely going to get around this corner.
That's
Athena
right.
and X-Ball going beneath the tower. I think we're diving. We're diving. We're diving. Athena's in under tower. X-Ball right behind him, going to miss the top, but it doesn't matter. X-Ball hitting the clean-up auto. Going to finish off Rampior. Juan was walking his way up lane, not able to save him in time.
Big
mean,
kill
that's
from
it.
Len Canoe, who catches the Aokwang with his pants down, trying to back, I believe, after the
I
kill
didn't
on
even
TP.
see that happen. Oh,
So
I'm a
huge
bad
shutdown
caster.
for him. And now
Yeah,
they're
that was a
even level
5-kill shutdown.
and
Can we
getting a
see-
free Stygian Beacon.
Can we see Goldworth, please, Wolfie? Yeah, the shutdown.
What?
The shutdown gets him within 400 gold.
Pretty
I mean,
big.
he's still down. He's still down like a quarter or half level, whatever it is. But I mean, that kill was probably worth 800-900 gold. So we're talking about a 1,000+ net worth lead that Humbots gets to be almost nothing. I mean, a tier 1 item this early on the game, obviously not nothing, but still, I mean, that's a great turnaround.
It goes a long way.
And Jokester Ryan off to as good a start as you could possibly imagine for an X-Ball mid, 2-0. Ramp somehow making MLF look like a worse mid than Camazotz.
He did go breastplate.
He did. Huh.
Me, myself, if you're going a non-damage item on Morgan Le Fay, I'm a firm believer of the Relic Dagger. Because I think it's that god pumps out damage, and her having more survivability, like beads on a 90-second cooldown, could be pretty valuable.
I mean, I think I don't hate... Well, keep in mind, full disclosure, I am possibly the worst mid in RSL, which is why when I put Phil, mid is the one role, well, second role. That's not included in that. The other being jungle. But I, with my lack of experience, lack of opinion, and lack of facts behind the statement, isn't breastplate, it's not Relic Dagger, like you said. It's not an extra bead. It's not an extra Aegis, right? But I mean, breastplate into 4 physicals can't feel too bad, right?
No, absolutely not. It's great. It's cheap, especially in a lane like mid where you have probably the most amount of farm on the map. It'll definitely help her out surviving those Hunbats dives.
Yeah, my problem's not the build. My problem is the fact that we are at MLF mid and we are 0-3 into an X-Ball mid. That's my problem. It's not like this was a surprise. Yeah, it's not like this was a surprise and we were caught off guard with this. We just watched him play X-Ball mid. And they picked the same 2 gods at 2 and 3. And somehow the MLF is worse off than the Gamma?
Well, I'd say we're looking at the same scenario of... great kill on T-Pity there. Great follow-up CC. X-Ball being expended. Free bowling being hard targeted by 3 members of the Underdogs, and it looks like he's gonna fall here.
Getting a little extra Thorns damage, but I don't think there was a relic or an ability in the game that gets him out of there with his life. Rampior's DC'd? Yeah, Rampior's
he's
DC'd.
on Scotty Ice.
Hey, shout out to Len Canoe, right? I just want to put this out there, Shout out Len Canoe. Watched MLF.
Take the DC kill.
Did not take the kill. So shout out Len Canoe, right? Just want to put that out there. The DC saved his life as well. Don't get me wrong. Look at his health bar. But easily could have gotten the DC kill and didn't. So thank you, Len Canoe. Me personally, if that's me, I'm taking that one because it's Ramp, right? I mean, he deserves it. Yeah. But
I will say
proving to be a better person than me.
There is some beef happening in the MD beef chat right now. T-Pity saying, "Imagine playing the most ego character and sitting under T1," referring to the honor.
I love it. I love it.
Mad that
this is what the beef. This is what the beef channel is for. No. That's pre-pause. Pity died. And before the pause is already in beef channel.
You're right. He said that. He said that before the game was paused.
I love it. This is what it's for. This is what the channel's for. I love that.
Is just the goat, I guess.
Now I get to watch them and put them all in slow mode because I'm a mod and I can abuse powers. I mean, I would never do that, Spain. I wouldn't do it.
Maybe typing while you're getting ganked is not the greatest idea, but who knows?
Ooh. Pity and Mad Duck going to go back. Okay, Payne watching the stream immediately goes to beef, knowing I'm reading it and slanders my name. All right, we're turning off beef channel, and Payne's losing the ability to talk while this cast is still going. So shout out Payne, enjoy your 5-minute vacation, buddy.
Okay, you can't even spell it right.
But so once again, we're in a position. Now he's in Twitch chat. So once again, in a position here, Undercity, Underdogs, up thousands of gold, up levels in solo again. Now, instead of being up in carry, though, we're up in mid. Doesn't really matter. We got an ADC in both. But
True. They're
Little bit,
covering their
little bit of
bases.
a difference now. Little bit of a difference here.
They're about to be trading objectives. Gunshow taking gold and Undercity taking the pyro.
Yeah,
I don't think they're brave enough to take fire with T Pity gone.
no, I don't think so. I don't know if they have
Expo's
the
ahead, but he's not
burn.
that far ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if we have the burn for that one, especially with Len Canu having combined health and mana of maybe 600. But we're back in the game. Shout out to those guys for unpausing. Thanks for that. Going into this pyro pull and Undercity not pulling gold. So
Why?
okay.
I'm very confused.
My fault. Apparently, Ramp did DM me and ask if we were ready, but I was busy shaming and banning Payne from being able to speak.
Payne
so
definitely needs
my fault
at
there.
least a 20-minute mute in the Twitch chat.
Well, mods? No
Mods,
mods
get
in
on
the
that.
chat. We're done. It's over.
I don't know why Gunshow didn't take the absolutely free Gold Fury they had right there.
Yeah, I don't really understand that either. Because we watched them all fight in right jungle as well, right? So we know
And
they're
then
there.
everyone on Undercity goes to the Pyromancer. You hear the big announcement saying the enemy destroyed the Pyromancer. It's absolutely free. Go take it. It's free gold.
Yeah, and we also know, like you said, T Pity down. Len Canu no health. He's got to reset. Unfortunately, Ramp. Oh no, his beads didn't get burnt. He glue gold for a second, but it wasn't his beads. I don't know what made him glue gold. But because they didn't pull it, now Undercity going to pull this. Humbot's trying to ult the Xingqian off of it, but Xingqian already in ult. Gold Fury is going to be dropped, and it's going to turn into a brawl. Juan running for his life. The Athena on his heels, but Royalty in the backline is the Alquan causing some havoc, leaving no follow-up for the Athena, and still hovering, making Undercity a little bit scared to keep walking forward. And he's just going to keep doing Alquan things. Now Undercity going to full drop disengage. It looks like Gunshow's going to do the same.
They have a huge health advantage on the side of Gunshow. They should definitely just be grouping up and taking this Gold Fury. I assume they'll want to be healthy for the beacon fight.
Ooh, Royalty going to bees the disarm for the Ryan Pax's. Ooh, gonna go ult for ult too. That's unfortunate. I think Orion, he lost the first 50-50, but he doesn't get executed, so we'll take that win. Going to be Oracles after all is said and done, and a beacon for Gunshow. Second beacon of the game, a little bit more valuable in the first, but at the end of the day, it's a beacon. Oh well. If 300 health on your towers is what loses you the game, man, you probably lost it before that. So everything all said and done, not much value going to either side. A couple ults expended, a couple relics expended, no one dying, no objectives done. But as I say that, Gunshow going to re-pull this Gold Fury. Jim Kana able to see it, watching them over the wall. But I think he's the only one in range. He's going to dash in. Nope, just going to watch that happen, deciding not to risk it. Athena full defense, probably not a whole lot of steal potential there anyway. So made the smart call, just saving his own life. So they didn't pull it the first time. Undercity got forced off of it, and then they get it in the end anyway.
I don't think Free Bowling got the memo of no magical damage, since he seems to be building into his Shoguns.
He got Ramp speeds there. Ramp assuming that there was a whole lot more follow-up behind that Athena taunt after he watched X-Ball back. So going to beads that, I mean, we'll take that for a 8-second cooldown taunt from Athena at this point with his breastplate online. Why not? And now Undercity already taking the tier 1 in mid, just walking in as the Athena X-Ball. Ramp not able to do too much about it. They are online, I guess, item-wise as far as X-Ball and MLF, but that MLS has the breastplate, and that X-Ball's got a Kins, so Smite proving that not all items are the same.
Not all items are the same.
Going to be an 8-man gather up, the remaining 2 from Undercity making their way through mid, going to put themselves in between Juan and the lane, but Juan going to back up, got some comms, I'm assuming from Ramp, you already saw them both coming behind. Everyone around Pyro, no one hitting it though, as Athena dash taunts Juan using his iframes from his leap on the Xingqian. Now that's the reflexes that you don't get if you're not a one-trick. That's what putting in the thousands of hours on one pick gets you. But now Jing Chan going to come around the back, get an ult on
Huge
Team
on
Pity
Pat's
and
ult.
Kana, but Humbots immediately Fear No Eviling all of the follow-up, going to get Rampior down, Juan low on health, running for his life, Bowling using Amal, trying to buy a little space, not enough, but Royalty going to kill Lenkanu in the back while Juan gets traded. Now Royalty landing on Team Pity, going to get him. Free Bowling picking up Jokester Ryan, and Juan is still able to walk out alive, and Royalty's not done yet, dashing in for Jim Kana. And Orion Pack's getting a little bit of a slow on him to buy his support some time, but now he's in the crossfire in front of this Ama and this Honor and this Amaterasu. And he goes down. The 3A gods proving that AAA is better than a singular B. That was bad.
I guess so.
Mods,
I'm just a little
take that
confused
out.
on how the fight went so wrong.
I don't know.
For the Underdogs, after they got the opening pick, they had pretty much the entire team grouped up, eating their damage, and then they get decided. And it's going to turn into a free fire giant for the Gunshow Shoguns. So I assume they'll use this, get the pyro, and then start pushing in some towers.
I don't know if Len Canu could have had a better ult. I
Yeah,
don't
he
know
hit
if there was a singular thing he could have done better. I mean, Rampior dies immediately. And then that's just the only person that dies for them. I mean, Juan standing in front of both their ADCs gets out. Alquan gets, he end up with a quad?
I think he only got a double. Because he was a 5-kill shutdown, and he's got 7 at the moment.
Oh, good call, good call. Oh, he deserved the quad. Amaterasu probably getting some last hit steals.
Matt Duck, I think.
Maybe Matt Duck too, yeah.
Some of those kills. He had 0 rage stacks when that started.
I don't get
Unfortunately,
it.
he didn't get the all 5.
I don't get it. That, like you said, I don't understand what happened there.
It's
Maybe it was
that it turned around so quick.
some missed abilities, some missed autos. I don't know. But now Alquan here on a gank on T Pity again. Stop disrespecting my goat. Leave him alone. Alquan not going to do any part of that, and immediately all in the Charybdis. Charybdis not going. Oh no, excuse me. Charybdis not having any actives to use to save himself. Use his beads to fight beforehand.
He did have his ult.
He did. Decided not to use that, I guess. I'm not sure if it saves him, to be fair. I'm not sure if his relics save him.
Yeah, I think that's another
That's
issue of the Undercity draft. Similar to last game, they really only have one useful team fight ult, pretty much. Not that the others are useless, but they don't have the impact that a Jing Chen ult or an MLF ult or an Amaterasu ult can do. They really only have the Hunbat's ult. And once that's over, they're kind of just left ineffective.
I think it's Undercity looks like they drafted for lane, and that's weird to say about a team that has X-Ball Charybdis. But it looks like they've drafted at least ult-wise around lane, right? Like we've got a Humbat's ult. You know, he's obviously one of the best team fight ults in the game, especially with the way that Len Canu played that last one, right? Saw the value immediately. X-Ball can turn off the lights, take it or leave it. Down here, obviously, lowest div in the league. It's going to be a whole lot more valuable than up in Acer. I mean, X-Ball's like the #1 ban god for a reason, right? But Charybdis ult, Bologna ult, Athena ult.
I don't even think the Charybdis ult got used that fight.
No, I don't think so. Even if he did, I mean, what are
like
the odds? Like, what are the odds that he hits a Charybdis ult? You know what I mean? In that tight quarter, obviously they go higher, but I mean, you're talking about telegraphed. I mean, it doesn't get more telegraphed than that.
I mean, I will say Charybdis ult, not great, but it can be good. I've gotten a pentakill with it.
I'm not yet satisfied.
I mean, we're talking about being the exception though, instead of the standard. I think with that one,
definitely.
Like,
it was
if you
in-house.
say, yeah, well, okay, thank you.
Hey, it was an in-house that's much more competitive than these games.
That's fair. That's fair. Speaking of this game, 5K lead to Gunshow now. Last game, Undercity was the one in this driver's seat with almost borderline the same amount of gold. But we're 24 and a half minutes in now, so people starting to hit 20. People starting to hit that full build starter, I would imagine this Ao Kwang is probably 100,
hunt
200,
continues.
300 tops away from full build with the amount of kills and stuff he has.
Nice
Uh,
try.
Bologna's obviously close, as we can see, but also close to death. The three-man gank jumping him. Tries to ult over the wall, but unfortunately just not going to get himself out of there. Ao Kwang not even using
he
the
could have
ult.
gotten away had he not just decided to stay and try and kill the blue buff.
I mean, I will say, last time we watched this Undercity Underdog team play, there were reports of people being done before the game was done. That play, I don't know if you could say that was it. Maybe he just, he saw MLF coming around the corner and said it was what it was. I don't know.
I believe I know who the player those reports were about, and I'm pretty sure he's not playing in this specific roster.
Okay, me and you heard different reports then. Different Midgard scoops, some would say.
Maybe there's some misinformation going around.
Maybe. I mean, would it surprise you? Down here in Midgard, incorrect rumors? No shot.
No way.
But for all intents and purposes, we got a 26-minute game with a 5K gold lead. Not nothing. Also not game breaking. So Undercity still definitely in this game. 420s of their own. The only level difference at this point being that one in support. But Gunshow going to pull this fire. Got on her MLF and Jing Chan on it. Got royalty spacing all inning on this Bologna. But Len Canu walking in uncontested. Ama also in the fire pit now. Sees Len Canu, going to dash him, try to get him out of the way. Fire Giant reaching down to 3k health. Only Gunshow around. Looks like Undercity just going to give that one up once Len Canu is spotted. I mean,
seems like
fair
they're
play.
pulling the gold fury, but I think Gunshow know about it. They're trying to get there.
They know about it, but it's dual ADC. We have to burn before they can get there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, now they're just in a very
possibly
bad
getting
spot
out.
running from an entire team with Fire Giant.
Bowling got chased straight into a 3-man, but X-Ball, it doesn't matter. He chased straight into a 1v3.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh man. Okay.
Nice.
Free bowling might die. No, never mind. Okay. So a 3 for nothing.
I have this under control.
Yeah,
we did
about
get
as good as
Oni.
you could hope for.
Did get
for
Oni.
the Gunshow.
I don't think there's any minions left of the Oni though.
Yeah,
I
think
just
they were all
realized that
cleared out.
our map's not showing minions at all.
No, it is not.
Huh. Probably just a spectator bug. That happens.
Probably.
$1 million development teams. Some stuff gonna slip through the cracks here. But they do have a mid-bird siege going. No one able to reach the on her, so he's just gonna auto that one down so it doesn't exist. Now Orion Pax walking up, but are you sure you want to do that? Immediately second guessing himself and stepping back. Gunshow going to get the mid T2, the 3 kills, the Fire Giant, and the mid Phoenix as they make their way over to the solo lane tier 2. I think, yeah, no, Bowling turning around to auto it. I thought for a second that they were just walking through it by themselves just to say that they did. But they will end up getting it on her full build. Well, not full build, but with starter. Level 20, going to just be able to auto his way down through that. And now we've got minions. All right, so not sure if there was Oni left.
Gone.
Yeah, Odie's gone. But we got it, like we got him. So 5K lead.
And some left on the Fire Giant. I don't think they'll be able to get very much else with it, but I think they're quite happy with their mid-bird taken down.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. They had a 5K lead before the Fire Giant fight. And 3 minutes later, keep in mind, it's now an 11K lead. So you just have to take those wins.
Yep.
Now an 11K lead Gunshow team. I mean, this late in the game, obviously, everyone's already hit 20. But now Xingqian leaping in as I'm speaking, going to get a double ult on Orion Pax and Gymkhana. Hawks.
Orion Pax just deleted.
Yeah, nothing he could do about that one. Nothing he could do about that one. And then Pity going as well. And I think that's just it. I think that's just the game. Ao Kwang running at Jokester Ryan, but Ryan's just going to dash away. They're in the Titan room. Len Canu and Jokester Ryan going to make a last stand. Len Canu getting his ult off, but just into 2 pairs of beads. Not going to be able to do anything. Matt Duck hitting possibly a 900 damage crit there to kill him. And it is going to be the Titan that falls down for Undercity. Gunshow winning the best of 3 set 2-0.
Yep.
I think
pretty
weirdly enough,
decisive win. I think it was just a major draft issue out of the Underdogs. They drafted for laning phase. Unfortunately, laning phase is not the most important part of the game.
I don't think they won most of laning phase either. I mean, mid stayed ahead the rest of the game, but a couple of ganks that, well, I say a couple, about 27 million ganks to pity makes his laning phase just unplayable at some point. Orion Pax got ganked quite a few times, not having the Thor save the day like in game 1. You know, Lenkanu didn't have a bad game, but I mean, Orion Pax got ganked there too, but there's something about 3 stuns in a character's kit that just makes them immediately better off. Yeah, that was a set. Gunshow played around and drafted Kama mid. You know, I don't care that Gunshow won. I'm gonna say it. Ramp went 10-4 as Kamazot's mid. Now I've got a 2-4, less damage, less assist, Morgan Le Fay.
On a god who's significantly better in the mid lane.
What are we doing? I'm not sure if
mind
Juan's
you,
watching
the
this.
exact same X ball, so it's the exact same scenario.
I'm not sure if Juan is watching this. You know, shout out Gunshow. We may have to lay him off. You know, it's been a big thing in Smite this week. Rampior, you know, he might have to get his papers. I don't know who's on the bench, but there has to be at least 40 people that can do better than
I
the
believe
2
the
and 4
bench is
splash
paint
line.
6 paths.
Well, you know, can he do better than 2 and 4 in MLF?
He can talk shit a
Yeah,
little more,
Juan
maybe.
gets it. Yep, give him the pink slip, Juan. You know what's going on. I see him in the chat now. Juan knows what's going on. 2 and 4, 17K? What?
Yeah. Get that guy back on the bench.
Get
Doesn't
this
matter, he's
guy
the
out
captain.
of here, man. Jesus. Matt Duck going 8-0 in game 2. Royalty going 9-1. Big turnaround game for him. Free Bowling going 3-4, which I think is actually pretty close to their Kuzembo slash line. And Juan going deathless on the Jing Shan, which, considering how much time he spent hand-holding the other team's ADCs, kind of surprising.
Yeah, all he's got to do is work on ulting CC immune targets.
Well, you know, he does have 100% accuracy on Charybdis when she's ulting. It's hard to argue with stats.
You make an excellent point.
It felt like it was closer than it was, but when you look back and you think about it, I think Gunshow was in the driver's seat for most of the fights, most of the objectives. Fell behind in mid, but they still just had pressure in both side lanes. It was a very, I don't want to say clean win, only because Ramp looks like a stain when you look at the screenshot. But everybody else looked clean, you know. But it is what it is.
Yeah, you just got to hit the showers.
Yeah, any final thoughts for that one, Vroxus? If you're Undercity's GM right now, you're looking at your salary cap, you're looking at the guys on the block, right? What can we do?
I'm thinking it's February 6th. It's the trade deadline. Not for this league, but for some other leagues, maybe. You know, make some moves. I'm sure you got some players who are sitting on the bench on other teams who maybe would get a chance to start. You know, look into that. See what you can do.
Yep.
Get on the phone.
Get on the phone and start making some calls. But that'll be all for us over here in Ragnarok Smite League. Another Midgard set in the books, the second for Undercity, as we mentioned at the start. Shout out to Wolfie Pup on our production. Big thanks to Feroxis in chair 2. I'm Airborne in chair 1. And I'm wishing you guys a good night and a lot of fun in Midgard Beef channel, because I'm sure there's already 200 messages in it.
Definitely.
here in